This is an ordinary forest near Moscow, Russia. And here's a strange circle in it. Perfectly round pit with a concrete floor, more than 200 meters across. Columns stand around the edge. Something was here, something huge. Now it's gone. This place wasn't on any map, not one. On secret military maps, this spot was a plain black circle labeled landmark building. No name, no purpose. Right next to it, in the same woods, stands this. If you've seen it online, you know what people call it, the Tesla Tower. Except Tesla had nothing to do with it. The nickname stuck because of how it looks. And that's it. Inside is a Marx generator, a German invention from 1924. But the lighting it makes is real, 9 million volts, and a bolt as long as 2 football fields. There is a platform at the bottom, and on it sits whatever needs testing. A piece of an airplane, for example. The lighting hits it, and sensors check what's left. Sounds like a science fiction, but it's not. Planes get struck by lightning all the time, and someone has to make sure they survive it before people get on board. At the moment of the discharge, for a fraction of a second, this thing puts out as much power as every power plant in the country combined. This is the number that got me digging in the first place. Nuclear, hydro, coal, all of them at once. The entire power grid of a huge country for one instant into a single spot in the forest outside Moscow. When they fired it up, everyone standing nearby had their hair stand on end. But the tower was only half the plan. It fires in the open air. What the country needed was a real testing center. With equipment, with safety, under a roof. Nothing like that existed anywhere. So now picture the size of a roof you'd need to fit a bolt of light in the size of 2 football fields. They built it, right here, in this circle. 236 meters across, 118 meters tall, 10,000 tons of steel, and not a single support inside, just empty space under a roof. Nobody had ever built anything like it. And then I found the details that made my own hair stand up. The calculation for the biggest dome in history were done in a program that treated the top of it as a flat slab. Flat. On a dome. They finished it in the fall of 1984. On January 25th, 1985, it collapsed. All of it. In seconds. Nobody died. And only because it was early morning. The builders heard the cracking and made it out. The biggest structure of its kind ever built stood for 3 months. Soviets put together a commission. They looked at everything, including sabotage, snow load, errors in the calculations, but nothing was ever found. No deciding factor. Dozens of small errors in the design, in the way it was put together, the wrong steel in one place, missing bolts in other. Everything was slightly off, and that was enough. So they spread the blame across everyone. Now, by every rule of how these things go, somebody should be going to prison. 40 million rubles out of the defense budget. In a country where the average person earned 200 rubles a month. That's 16,000 people's salary for a year. A secret facility, the largest building on the planet, in ruins. Nobody was punished. No trials, nobody was even kicked out. Except one man. The Communist Party had someone in charge of construction for whole country, Ivan Dmitriev, and his name was also on the list of people who designed this dome. So the man overseeing the project for the party was also the man who came up with it. They removed him. Just him. For all of it. And they called in a replacement from Sverdlovsk, a man named Boris Yeltsin. 6 years later, he became the first president of Russia. The dome was never rebuilt. Coordinates are in the comments, go look for yourself.